Okay, so this is a 2008 or 9, can't remember, Jetta City. It's blowing cool, but it's not blowing cold. We're going to top it up with a little bit of coolant. This is R12A. I think it's supposed to be 134A in the car, but this is all a substitute now. This is 12A. It's your R12 and R134 substitute, because those are bad for the ozone, and 12A is really good for the environment. What a pile of crock. But anyway, it's AC coolant, and I'm sure that this will be banned soon. But anyway, this is what we have now. When you screw it on here, you have to make sure that this is screwed back. There's a pin on this. I'll pop it off here. Do this one hand. See that? It's sealed. Inside here, there's a pin. After you put it on, a needle, you screw this out, and it'll puncture that can, and then you screw it back out, and it'll, I'll show you that in a second here. I'll just pop this back on. One-handed here, so screw it on snug. You don't have to over tighten it. And then when you screw this down, it's going to puncture the can. So you're looking for the low pressure line, okay? This won't fit on the high pressure line anyway, it's the wrong size. So there's usually 2 ports on the car. The low pressure one here is here, okay? And the high pressure one is here. They both have a black cap. But these adapters won't fit on that one anyway. And you don't want to try, because you'll probably blow this line. So the vehicle has to be running, air conditioning on. Take off the black cap. Okay? These gauges tend not to be that accurate. So they say you're always looking to be in the blue. And you got to judge that for yourself, because I've had a lot of these that are quite inaccurate. So I just adjust a little bit of time till I feel cold air, and I look at the gauge, but I don't trust it 100%. So you lift up, you push down, that's on. You screw this in. Well, first we'll check the pressure. And it's what Volkswagen says it should be at. It's at about 35, 34, 35. And obviously that's not working. So we're going to screw this in. And you'll feel a little resistance when it gets down so far. Okay, there you go. And it just punctured the can. Okay? And you can see it's going up. Okay? Now if you screw this all the way in, it won't go up. It'll stop going up. This is also a shut-off valve for the when you screw it down. Because if this can is not empty, you just leave it on here. While you're filling the system, the can needs to be upside down so the refrigerant goes into the system. Okay, I'm just going to open it up and close it again quickly. It's off. And sometimes, see, I had to push on this valve because these things are crappy. So I'll do it again. I hope this is I don't know how good a video this is. Anyway, sometimes on these cheaper units you got to push on this a little bit to get the refrigerant to enter, because the Schrader valve in here just doesn't depress it all the way. And there's a little Schrader valve in here, like kind of like what's in your tire to hold the air in. Well, exactly like that. It's a Schrader valve. So you see now I got the can turned off. I've got this depressed, and we're at 37. A little higher than Volkswagen asked for, but you can't trust that gauge. Not 100%. We'll walk back here, and already, now I don't have a thermometer. You can put a thermometer in here, but this is a lot colder. Okay? It's a lot colder. It's very noticeably colder. So I'm going to use my spidey senses because they're tingling. I'm going to open this up slightly. I'm going to put in a little bit more. Then I'm going to shut this down. Because I've done this car so many times, I know that's what it needs. So when you're ready to remove it, you shut this off all the way. This can is still good. I haven't used it all. Depress this so anything that's in the hose is ejected. Okay? We're at about 46 on here, and I know that if I put my good gauge on this, that it'll read around 39. Close to 50 here now. I know that that gauge is wrong. Don't trust them. Off it comes. Put the cap back on. And if you're downtown in the middle of somewhere on a hot summer day, especially in the city, that's how quick it is. I mean, it's a lot. And now that's ice cold. That'll freeze you out. So that's how simple it is. Can of refrigerant. I mean, if you didn't see a big puff of smoke or green stuff, or like steam or like mist, green mist, or don't see, you know, coolant hitting the ground, all of a sudden it just starts to get warmer. You just put a couple of squirts from one of these in there in the actuator valve while it's running with the air conditioning on, and within a couple of seconds you should feel it again, as long as your compressor is good and your condenser is not plugged, which normally they're not. Okay. On some vehicles, you're going to watch the clutch cut in and out. On some vehicles, it turns all the time regardless. You might have to Google what you have on your vehicle. Anyway, I hope that helps. Cheers.